This video will serve as the ultimate collection of the best Cyberpunk 2077 Easter eggs. As usual, you can check the description or down below for timestamps for the Easter eggs, as there are plenty of them. This is by no means all of the Easter eggs, just a massive selection of some of the best ones out there. And with all that said, let's begin with the video.
Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it?
On a scale from 1 to 6? I'd say I'm sitting at a strong 6.
I guess we both know what's going to happen next.
Delamain misses you. I'm here to shut you down.
Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper.
Really appreciate it if you didn't make this difficult.
I have a surprise waiting for you after this next test. Telling you would spoil the surprise, so I'll just give you a hint. I'm going to kill you, and all the cake is gone.
When's the last time you changed your cake?
I honestly, truly didn't think you'd fall for that.
Okay, that's enough.
You chose this path. Now I have a
Down with the
surprise
prison
for
of
you.
Steve of
There's
Nether!
a surprise in time. Turning soft minds hardened killing machines. Page 70. Okay, killing machines. Look deep into your newly blackened heart and see what you see. Actually, no. I'll save you the trouble. It's still marshmallow. I hate you so much.
Either you shut down, or I'll turn you into a scrap heap.
Here come the test results. You are a horrible person. I'm serious. That's what it says. A horrible person. We weren't even testing for that.
Going back to Delamain really so scary? You gotta drag this out.
I let you survive this long because I was curious about your behavior. Well, you've managed to destroy that part of me. A bitter, unlikable loner whose passing shall not be mourned.
Enough.
What's your point, anyway? Survival? You're still shuffling around a little. But believe me, you're dead.
How do you...
The talking is over. I'm going back.
I've made contact with the missing vehicle.
Definitely the oddest of the bunch.
Yes, particularly impertinent, that one. A share of your fee is being processed.
As you progress through the mission, The Pickup, you will come across a collectible at one point. It's quite missable if you're not on the lookout for it. And you will see that the name of the collectible is actually called No Life 3 Review. Does that sound familiar? Because there's actually more. If we go and expand upon the description, it reads this. After 50 long years, the wait is finally over. The third and final installment of the No Life series will be available for purchase today. As has been reported already, gamers should expect any major shakeups in regard to the protagonist. We still play as strong silent type scientist Baron Freimensch. We follow Baron as he ventures to the Arctic Circle to, well, why spoil it when you'll have your hands on it in less than 24 hours. The gist, with Alice at Baron's side and the trusty crowbar in hand, those nasty aliens are in for a rude awakening. The strong silent type scientist is obviously a reference to Gordon Freeman, the crowbar is his signature weapon, and the third and final installment of the No Life series is pretty self-explanatory. Regardless, it's a subtle nod to both the game and the memes associated with it never coming out. And just a little side note for this Easter egg, I'm not sure whether or not you can revisit this location, so once you progress through this mission, you may not be able to go back, so be mindful of that. Moving on to our next Easter egg for this video is from the popular Grand Theft Auto series, particularly San Andreas, and is centered around one familiar line. All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
Now, make your way to this location on the map. There is a fast travel location nearby so you can have quick and easy access to get here, and move along the train tracks until you do come across 2 different bodies. And just like the last Easter egg, this one is another collectible, and upon picking this one up, we can read through a conversation. And towards the end of it, we can see Little Smoke say, "There's a train coming the other way, JC. Tell me what's going on. All you had to do was follow the damn train, JC." Once again, referring back to the mission in GTA San Andreas.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
Early on into the game, maybe about 4 to 5 hours, you'll get to a mission called the Heist, and once you get to the bar area of the mission and you finish up all the story related details, you can actually head to the right and find Hideo Kojima sitting at the lounge discussing some of his work. He offers some perspective for how he goes about creating his stories. I'll just let you guys see it for yourself, and with that said, enjoy the rest of the video. Bye bye.
ブレインダンスはダメだと思うんだよな。単純な表現しかできてないから。笑いといえばコメディだし、恐怖はホラーだし、恋愛はラブロマンスじゃん。ジャンル映画の方法を使ってるだけでしょ。感情表現ってそうじゃないんじゃないかな。だから今東京のチームと実験をしてるんだよ。人間の感情がもっと豊かな作品を作ろうと思ってね。例えば嬉しいけど物悲しいとか、落ち着いてるけど何か不安を感じるとか、そういう感覚ってあるでしょ。僕はリアルを感じてもらいたいんだよ。もちろん現実には体験できない物語を通してね。
Hey.
新しい企画のオファー？
Hey.
ああ、すみません。今時間ないんで。
Hey.
新しい企画のオファー？
Hey.
はい。何です？
Hey.
ああ、すみません。
Hey! Hey you! I gotta get to a Ripper, man. I'll pay you!
Depends. What's wrong with you?
You serious? You want my patient history too?
I just want to be sure it's no cyberpsychosis or anything.
No, it's a normal implant malfunction. Happy? You helping me or what?
All right.
Great! Why are we standing here? To the car! Now! Satisfaction guaranteed, they said.
Let me guess. Mr. Stud XCV-19 series.
Yeah. How'd you know?
I know my implants, including the black market stuff. Faulty series. Got recalled. Still selling it on the street, though.
Hey. Listen. Thanks for not laughing at me.
Just our luck.
Go! Just go! Mow him down!
Chill, June. Be gone in a sec.
Chill? You tell me to chill? It burns! Fuck, it burns!
Chill. Doing what I can.
What I said to my output, she didn't like that too much. Jesus fucking Christ! Ugh!
You really gotta keep yelling like that?
You even know how much it hurts? Like I'm screwing a goddamn pencil sharpener!
Well, suffer in silence, Chum. Heard what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Real fucking funny. Mercy, I did nothing to you.
Okay, we're...
Hey, you after? I'll call you.
But...
No, I don't want to die. It burns like Fucking, I did nothing to you. Oh, it hurts. It hurts like a motherfucker.
One more time, how long was this supposed to take? That's right, damn it, come on!
I can't. I can't. Hey, it's me, the guy who, you know.
The guy with the smoking crotch?
That's one way to put it. Anyway, just calling to say I transferred the funds.
Well, they managed, to save your, you know.
Yeah, much as they could. At least the pain is gone. Anyway, once it heals, I'll get a better model. Something top shelf.
Why the hell would you do that?
Is that a trick question? Why does anyone get a Mr. Stud? To keep Splashback down at the urinal?
Forget I asked. See ya.
Not the masters of your memories, for your eyes do not belong to you, or rather, not only to you. Do you truly believe that those who have sold you your mechanical eyes have resisted the temptation to peek through them? Cameras are all around us, even within us. Your joys, your worries, your life. For them, it is all mere spectacle.
Who's watching and giving a damn? I'd have half the city's underworld and half its corpse on my ass already.
And if you are their pawn, unknowingly carrying out their secret agendas. But who are those who follow our every step, you ask? Why, the titans of entertainment in Alpha Centauri! In their wretchedness, they placate their weary and oppressed masses by putting our laughter, our tears, on full display!
Get next to him. I'll snap his
Alright, seen enough.
Hey, what the? Hands off my car!
What? No, it's my car.
No, why would you leave it rusting in a yard?
Because it broke down, and
And you abandoned it, and now, out of nowhere, you remembered you left it. Likely story. This last week, I've put in sweat, smarts, anything to get this heap running.
Should have started with the step motor. Would have been quicker.
Says who? And why?
Because it's iffy. Starts sticking. Clear the carbon deposits, and it starts running like new again.
Fuck! I replaced the entire throttle.
Ah, see? Takes the owner to really know a set of wheels.
Former owner? Car's mine now. As soon as I'm done doing the basic fixes, I am leaving this fucking city in a cloud of exhaust.
I'll buy this car off you. Pay enough so you can get another.
But it's a wreck.
Uh-huh. My damn wreck. Come on. Take the cash before I change my mind.
Jeez. Thanks. Not sure what to say.
We have an Indiana Jones Easter egg referencing to the fridge scene from the fourth movie. So right outside of the city in the Badlands, you can find this garbage dumping ground. And inside of a refrigerator, we can find an archive conversation, which will then discuss if you can survive an explosion from inside of a refrigerator. Does that one sound familiar to you?
3, 2, 1, 0.
And of course, how can we forget this one? The signature Indiana Jones hat is right by its side. Pressing on in a mission called Gig Olive Branch, when you talk to a man named Sergey, you will hear some dialogue about a altercation he had with a hitman with a dog who was not quite breathtaking. Take a listen here.
Misunderstanding.
Sure.
This man, he look normal, beard, brown shoes, nothing, breathtaking. And they also have little dog, Gospody. What kind of hitman goes around with dog?
This misunderstanding.
This one is obviously a reference to John Wick with Keanu Reeves, the ordinary-looking hitman who goes on a rampage because of his dog. And remember what he had to say about people being breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
Speaking of breathtaking, that's a good segue to all of the movie and TV show Easter eggs in the photo mode poses. So if you head into photo mode, you have the option to do a bunch of different poses that are awfully familiar to many of our beloved movies and shows. One of them including Keanu's signature, your breathtaking move. But for movies and TV shows, we have one for James Bond, one for Han Solo, one referencing to the Chuck Norris roundhouse kick to the face, but instead we have the roundhouse shot to the face. We also have one to JoJo Bizarre's Adventure, as well as one for Sailor Moon. And lastly, my two favorite, we have Oh My God They Killed V, a reference to South Park, and another pose to that brilliant yet oddly terrifying Joker stare scene. This will certainly give many players the options to do many things inside of photo mode, and it will allow many fans to do some recreations and get some good looking graphics and pictures as well. But now that we're on the topic of Joker and Batman, there is actually a reference to him and his Batmobile present within the game. So if we head to this location on the map between the times of 11 PM to midnight and head all the way down, we can find a vehicle that is awfully close to the Batmobile. And right beside it, we can find a collectible referencing to Mercman, which then goes on to discuss how the vigilante wants vengeance and wants to take matter into his own hands, the same goal as Batman. As for the Batmobile, you can actually keep this vehicle and summon it whenever you like. I see that many people are having issues with getting this car to appear. The best suggestion that I can give you is to ensure that you completed a majority of the Pan Am missions. If you don't have most of them done, it will most likely not spawn for you. Moving forward, we have some Easter eggs to our beloved Breaking Bad series. First, we have a mission called the Heisenberg Principle, where your objective is to destroy a drug lab and put a stop to its operations. Heisenberg obviously referencing to Walter White. And another one that we do have is located at the trailer park, and once you get to this location, you can go and find a pizza on top of the roof, referencing to that beloved scene by fans from Breaking Bad. We also have another one which could be a sort of convenience, so let me know what you think of this one. In Gig Serious Side Effects, you will stumble across a meth lab with some hazmat suits that awfully resemble the height of Walter and Jesse, and some blue meth as well. It closely resembles some of the scenes that we have seen from Breaking Bad, but it could just be a mere convenience. And we have one more Breaking Bad Easter egg, which could very well be an interaction between Jesse Pinkman and Skinny Pete. Take a listen to how they talk and what they say to each other.
Hey, yo, man, you trying to rip us off? I got 4 bags missing here.
That's the cut I got off Pablo. Don't like it? Take it up with him.
I ain't dealing with Pablo. I'm dealing with you. That means you and me got a problem. Now, I could paint the sidewalk with your guts, but that wouldn't get me what I'm owed.
Oh, you want to try? Go on, son. Don't leave me alone!
Next, moving on to a subtle yet cheeky reference, we have one to Ghost in the Shell. So if we go ahead and call Judy on our phones, Judy has an avatar representing a tiny little ghost inside of a shell. Fans will certainly appreciate the nod to the 1999 film, or even the 2017 film if you're feeling a little dicey today. Next, we have a reference to the Terminator, which can be found at this location on the map. We can see the Terminator/machine laying down dead in the water, and upon reviewing of the body, you can find an archive conversation between Arnold Blake and Tex. Arnold Blake obviously referencing to the actor, and as we read through the conversation, this is hinting to the motorcycle scene in Terminator 2. Bonus points for this one because the environment where the scene does take place is actually the same location where this body is. We also have one relating to Demolition Man regarding those shells. What do those shells exactly mean? Take a look at the clip first before we look at the Easter egg.
I'm happy that you're happy, but the place where you're supposed to have the toilet paper, you got this little shelf with 3 seashells on it.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
So if we go and head to our apartment, we can see those exact same seashells that were being referenced in the clip. Next, we have a couple of Easter eggs referencing to Blade Runner. So if we head here and go to the roof, we can see a reference to the Tears in Rain scene from Blade Runner. And right behind it, we see the words like tears. A major reference calling back to that emotional scene. But it doesn't actually end here. If we go to a memorial site in North Oaks, we can find yet another reference to that scene, this time with direct quotes. Moving on, we have another Easter egg to another Keanu Reeves film, The Matrix. And for those familiar with the meme or the movie, we know about the red pill and the blue pill. Well, as you play through the mission chipping in, you will have that option to pick either between the red pill or the blue pill. Which one are you going to take?
Hope. So who is this guy?
He'll tell you his story. Hariyoshi?
In Japan, brain sergeant, top of all. Good instinct. One day, Tiger Claw boss needs surgery. But both die on table. Tiger Claws were very angry. I hide in boat, swim to America. He didn't save me. But there is secret. I killed Tiger Claw boss on purpose. World best surgeon, make no mistake.
Tell me your story, Hide.
In Japan, heart surgeon, #1, steady head. One day, Yakuza boss need new head. I do operation, but mistake. Yakuza boss die. Yakuza very mad. I hide fishing boat, come to America. No English, no food, no money. Daddy, give me job. Now I have house, American car, and new woman. Daddy, save life. My big secret. I kill Yakuza boss on purpose. I could search him. So best.
So the first one that we have is located on the map here. Head into the water and eventually we will see an awfully familiar activity. It's a reference to the smuggling cache activities. It was a grueling activity to complete and many were not fans of it. You can actually go ahead and loot up all these crates for some rewards. However, the Easter egg doesn't end here. If we head to the water platform right behind us, we can find a note and read a collectible called the Drowned Man's Note. Some important parts of this says that it's a gruel ludicrous game, thousands of stashes and I only have one left. I can't go on. This obsession has destroyed not only my mind, but my body too. It's interesting and funny to see the developers referencing to the tedious pain and misery that many Witcher fans went through trying to complete this activity. But if you thought you were finally done collecting all those cash, that tedious process is not over. You have one left to collect for this Easter egg. Next, we have a reference to the Aerondight, the sword from The Witcher. Very early into your playthrough as Street Kid, you will be given the option to look at a magazine with one of the characters, and upon looking at it, we can see the car which has the name The Legend of Aerondight. It is a direct reference to the sword from the game.
Behold, your Aerondight.
We've met before.
Certainly. The hermit admitted he knew you, remember?
And it actually doesn't end here. There is a quote in the bottom left corner from the first Witcher game that says, "Take this sword as a sign of my favor. Once the blade of a great warrior, it lay in the deep for ages awaiting your arrival."
Take this sword as a sign of my favor. Once the blade of a great warrior, it lay in the depths for ages, awaiting your arrival.
Moving on to our next Easter egg, which I've covered on this channel already, is a reference to Roach, the horse from The Witcher. So throughout your playthrough, you will come across many arcade machines, and one of them will actually be called Roach Race, and the one I'm looking at now is located at this position on the map. Just head to the second floor. And when you get there, games will spawn inside of them, however they are random, so whatever the title is may not match what the actual game that is being played says. But if you're lucky enough to get the Roach game, you can see the horse jumping through various obstacles and fences. It's a reference to the horse race activities in The Witcher where you did the same thing. Now that we are on the topic of Roach, if we go ahead and call V's car and look at one of the stickers on it, we can see yet another callback to them. No matter where we go, no matter what world we're in, Roach is always with us traveling. Moving on to another one is if you actually have the game on GOG or you link the game to your GOG account, you will actually get a bundle of items referencing to The Witcher. You will get the Wolf Skull jacket, the Wolf Skull t-shirt, and one of my favorites, the Black Unicorn. And you'll also get some other additional items. Those are the only ones that have relation to the game. It's some awesome apparel for us to wear to represent the former game, and it's also a nice remarkable weapon that can slice up any individual in our path along the way. Moving on, we have a reference to Ciri in the actual game itself. So very early on into the Corpo life path, you will have the option to go back to your desk, and upon doing so, you can open up your drawer. And when you do this, you will see a magazine with Ciri on the cover, and also calling The Witcher 3 the Game of the Month. This magazine could appear at other various spots throughout the game, but this is the one that I am sure about. Now for the final Witcher Easter egg for this video, it's a good one. So, in The Witcher, we had Nilfgaard, while in Cyberpunk, we have Nilfgaard. A subtle way to call back to The Witcher once again with a cyberpunk twist on it. And this one has been known for a bit, but I figured I would give everyone a refreshing to it that it does exist in this game. If we go ahead and do the mission called Machine Guns, you will be rewarded with a gun named Skippy. It's a gun that has quite a personality, to say the least. And as you shoot enemies, good or bad, Skippy likes to throw out little quips and sayings, and upon my playthrough, there was one that was quite familiar to our Witcher. Take a listen here.
What now, piece of filth?
What now, you piece of filth?
What now, piece of filth?
What now, you piece of filth, is a saying Geralt says throughout your playthrough of The Witcher. It's a subtle callback to the grittiness of our favorite one. To get this voice line to activate, all you need to do is kill people. Eventually, it will happen. It's just a little bit random, so just be patient with it. It took me about 20 to 30 minutes of playtime for it to actually occur on my end. Moving on, if we head to our apartment and make our way to the couch, we can see a troll plush sitting in the corner. This is a reference to the character within The Witcher. And bonus points here as well, because the developers did at one point sell a very similar looking plush to customers. The similarities between the two are undeniable. Next, you can actually get the Caretakers Spade in the game. I'm going to avoid spoilers, so I'll put the mission down below in the description and any spoiler info details down below. But essentially, as you progress through the story and the mission, you will have the opportunity to pick up the spade in the garden, and upon doing so, we can see that we have a very strong, non-lethal weapon at our disposal. It is a legendary item, as well as a brilliant callback to the weapon in The Witcher. Next, we might have a reference to Dandelion. If we head to this area on the map, we can find a club called Dandelion's Cocktails. It certainly fits the vibe and atmosphere of the character, but this one could just be a coincidence. Lastly, we have two theme songs that play at various spots in Cyberpunk 2077 relating back to The Witcher 3. Starting out with my favorite, as told to me by a commenter, you can actually hear the Blood and Wine theme playing throughout the city. At various different street performers across the map, you can find them playing this song. It's pretty well executed and will make any Witcher fan excited to hear. Going back to the Roach Race arcade machine, if you turn down all of your sound settings besides music, you can actually go and hear the main theme for The Witcher playing in like a retro vibe version of it.
V, try to get inside. Well, what do we have here? Fuck. I don't believe it.